Own your inheritance, original man. This world is your birthright. Peace.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Yo, peace.
What up?
Yeah.
Sir. We're back in the building, man. I know it's been a little hiatus, but we're back, man. This is episode what?
58.
58. 58, man. So, man, I know it's been a little minute, but, man, we're at a special location. But before we do that, we want to get into these bars, man.
Before we do that,
mission statement.
I'm going to touch that mission statement.
Yes, sir.
So, here at the Growth Spot, man, we're unified in action to build, protect, and expand the fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield. By inspiring and educating on the practice of agriculture, self-care, nutrition, environmental stewardship, entrepreneurship, we aim to cultivate a vibrant community that's rooted in resilience and sustainability.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
All right, we're going to get into these bars. We're going to talk about this too, yo.
All right.
Taking vacations more. It worked for us. Thanks to us, it's more fly living and less angel dust. Tangled up in the mountains. Don't let them hang you up.
I was just listening to this.
Oh, right.
So, look, he already.
I'm gonna let the guys try to jump in first.
I know
Is it down south?
I ain't saying nothing.
And you get no clues?
Yo, it's long anticipated project. In about like 30 years.
Oh,
I mean, I gave it all the way
Yeah.
down, so I know what it is now. But, I mean, so it's not some primo.
For sure.
Yeah.
My story.
That's the new joint.
My story, your story.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
that's it.
Nas and AZ to be clear.
Yeah.
Yo, so everybody who don't know, there was a discussion on the album, a discussion listening party, and I asked one of the brothers in the at the location, when you hear "up in the mountains, don't let them hang you up." What does that say to you? What do you think about when you hear that line? Up in the mountains, don't let them hang you up.
I mean, I think about the lynching of our ancestors. That's the first thing I would think about. You know?
I think about prison because they always got you in some fucking mountains, you know, the way.
Up in the mountains.
Top dogs.
Hey, yo, quick, for those who don't know, there's a group from Harlem called Too Black, Too Strong. MMG came out in the early 90s. They had the song called Up in the Mountains. Check that out.
Okay.
Is it a reference?
Definitely.
Or is it just.
It's part, well, basically, you know, I was saying, like, when I heard it,
Yeah.
you know,
They brought
he's
stuff
talking
in.
about vacations and, you know, living, kind of like living free. I thought about living free.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains, don't let them hang you up. I was thinking about our natural habitat.
Yeah.
Like, we ain't supposed to be in this concrete. I should be up in the mountains somewhere meditating, you know, taking my time with life and living my life the way I want. Don't let it hang you up.
That's
You
deep.
know what I'm saying? Don't let this sick society hang you up. Like the brother who recently got hanged in Mississippi.
Right.
Don't let them hang you up. We need to get free. We need to be up in the mountains. Not here getting hung up and, you know, falling victims to the society.
Yeah.
Up in the mountains. That's what I love
That's
about
symbolic.
That's what I love about Nas, man, because just one line means so much, you know what I mean?
The other bar he said on there, to know who and what you are, food and shelter bound to come.
Yeah, 12 jewels, they was going.
They was spitting on that one. Yeah, I like
Know
that
who you
joint.
are.
I didn't listen to the album yet, man. I haven't listened to the album.
It's crazy. I haven't either. And I feel whack.
Left out, right?
I usually give Nas his just due.
Me too.
I listened to it again on Wednesday.
Did you?
At the lab, we went over it again. Me and Rich and Mo. They
Yeah.
like certain songs. I like more than them though. But I'm more on the lyrics.
Yeah, you got to
Right.
Like that. Yeah. So
I was
You
listening
know.
to Nas, and I only just listened to the lyrics first. I try not to let the beat be what moved me in one way, because I know that no matter what happens, there's gonna be something there that you can listen to and you can dissect and you can chew on and try to figure out. And then I come back to the production and try to figure out how, okay, that was kind of cool how this production is actually like a real production. It complements everything that he's saying.
Yeah.
It completes the story. He has storytelling.
Man.
Right.
So I always try to listen to his music from that
I
perspective.
take that back. I did listen to it, but I only listened to it one time. So I haven't had the opportunity to go back and like study it. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's what's up.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I knew you was gonna come with that though, True.
You never,
All right, make it hard at least.
Wait, man, for a few weeks now.
yeah.
Yeah, man. So speaking of, man, Man, we on location right now, man.
We on location live.
We at the spot.
We ain't did one in a while either, so you know.
And we've been talking about doing this specific episode for
a minute, man. So it's
scheduled
a
and
long
everything.
time coming.
Fact, man. We are here in my backyard where we got a little family farm. We got some chickens running around here. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today is about the process of having chickens on your land and how exactly does that work? How much space do you really need? Can you build your own chicken coop? A lot of the different things. We'll kind of talk a little bit about that and discuss my little journey and how me and my family have gone from going to the grocery store every week paying $8, $10, $12 for some damn eggs.
Come on.
To being able to now wake up and go get fresh eggs every single day, be able to give eggs to our friends, to our families, to be able to actually take care of the community in a small way.
Right.
And it didn't really overly complicate our lives. And so we'll talk about that journey and take y'all on a little bit of a tour of the backyard so you can kind of see what we got going on.
Hey, today's a perfect day to do it too, man.
Man,
Today,
perfect.
For Barigani, you know, the first day of Kwanzaa, Moja, you know what I mean?
Moja.
Unity in the community. So this is unity in action, you know what I mean? Great day to start this, to come back with it and close out the year also, you know what I mean? There's been some, we got to catch y'all up on some of the things we've been doing. Let me talk to y'all in a minute. For real. The last time we seen y'all, we were actually getting ready to, if I'm not mistaken, we're getting ready to do the Legacy Camp, the second annual Legacy Camp. So, man, again, we was able to complete that and keep the tradition going, keep the young men fed, and also keep us fed as well. So this past Legacy Camp was amazing. We made a huge
mini first, man. Mini first.
Milestone reached on there, you know what I mean? And I don't want to hog it all. I'm gonna pass it. Let's just go down and let me know what your first thing.
Yeah, you start off, yeah.
Dang, because that mine is if I give it away right now. Okay, so I'll just hold on that. Let's just say my takeaway, my number one takeaway was the fact that we was able to do it again, to be able to be successful in our plans and our vision. You know what I mean? So that meant the most to me. Let's start there.
Yeah, man, it's always good to build the youth. You know what I'm saying? I got an empty nest, so getting around the young men was a blessing to be able to share some jewels. You know, the bonfire is what I always look forward to.
Man, we had some great conversation, man. What'd you bring to that?
It's called Black-Owned Business in the UK. Y'all might have heard of it. I promote it a lot. It's a great card set. It's bigger than just dating. It helps with icebreakers and getting to know people. Not superficial questions, but real in-depth type of questions. Yeah, they had the brothers questions these young men probably never heard before. You know what I'm saying? So it really made them think and be open up to certain ideas and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Man, one of those first though, that big first he was talking about on that video we had.
But no, we
stall him out.
I got you, man. Hold on a second, man. We gonna come back around to that. For me, I think what it was, the first camp was really dope, and the interaction that we had with the youth and the lessons that we were able to teach. But this one, I think the biggest jump was the added level of responsibility we put on some of the older camp participants. And being able to see young leaders actually rise and thrive in that role. Like, want to volunteer to be a leader and not to tell people what to do and to give orders, but to actually lead because you have a higher sense of knowledge or experience in a certain situation. And to see the young brothers thrive in that role, Aiden, and then we got a chance to see Aiden at the basketball game later on. I thought it was dope. So for me, that was probably one of my biggest takeaways, to see how thirsty our young men are to lead and lead in a positive way and not necessarily a negative way like it always is depicted on social media and different outlets.
Wow, that's facts.
Yeah, that's nice.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it this time. I had some family business and ODFC business to tend to, but I was there in spirit.
Indeed.
And it's something major happened, but I ain't gonna spoil it either.
You gotta spoil it. You gonna have to
drop that bomb.
I got one more first that y'all ain't named.
Hey, real quick. Hey, Chrono, can you talk about the event you went to, even though you didn't?
Oh yeah, that's important.
It was dope, man. Yeah.
The free breakfast program with Baba Amin and the temple that Baba Amin was there too. I was just escort security.
Check out YouTube, man.
Yeah.
We'll plug a link
that weekend, and it was dope, man. To be in the spirit of the Black Panthers, in the spirit of Pan Africanism and RBG, we did Temple as well. And it was dope, man. It's always a good build with Baba. I mean, shout out to Baba.
Shout out
We
Baba.
gotta get him on here soon. Yeah, we gotta get him on here soon.
Oh, man, come on.
To build with the brother. But yeah, that's what I was doing, man. I wanted to be up there, especially when I seen what was cracking off. I was like, oh man. But you know, I'll check it out next time we up there.
Sure.
Indeed.
It's all nation building.
Yeah.
We talk about legacy a lot. Obviously, the camp is dubbed the Legacy Camp. So kind of like in alignment with that whole concept, I was really glad to see the participants have an opportunity to leave their mark in the space.
Yeah.
So one of the many activities that we did, we have like a fire pit area. Maybe you can clip this in so they can see the visual. Well, fire pit area. So one of the activities which the participants casted concrete for pavers that we have assembled around this fire pit area, and they were able to stamp their names into it. So, you know, later on down the line, you know, those individuals or, you know, others can revisit and just sort of reflect on these instances. And this is an activity that we've continued from the first Legacy Camp, and we're going to continue to do so. So I think it's just, you know, a cool thing that we've been able to incorporate into the camp. And I'm just anticipating what it's going to look like in the years to come with all the names, all the messaging that we have there. Laying down our own hieroglyphs in a sense, you know.
Man, so first fish, man. Almost. But he hooked something. That was the first time that we had anything that was hooked. You know what I'm saying? We almost had it there.
That's the quickest fish I ever seen.
Hey, but you know what? He redeemed himself a couple weeks later at the
Did he not?
fishing event. Yeah.
Did he not?
And he was the first one to catch a fish at that event.
So that was what was really dope to me too, man, was to see the continuation of after the camp. So there were several young men that showed up to that particular event with the Single Fathers Network, man. So, man, it's all about building network, man, and about coming together collectively, man. We've been doing our things separately for the longest times, but this is what it's about, man. We really in action. We really doing this, man. And to see from our first fish to rolling right November the 1st into that particular trip, and seeing the young men show up and like, man, we really want to be involved in fishing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It was just a surreal moment to me, man, like a full circle moment, because we taught them the basics of fishing there, and then they took that into the next event. You know what I mean?
It was ready.
So, yeah.
Right. On the pathway to leadership and teaching it themselves as well in a couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yo, and shout out to Brother James, always providing like, you know, the physicality aspects. Every time you looked around, he was showing somebody like some martial arts moves or something. And then we had the meditation, like Tai Chi experience towards the end after we went hiking. But what was a major hit at the Legacy Camp was the rip stick. Remember?
Speaking of that, we got a dope video, man. Y'all gotta check that out too, with a rip stick. Yeah.
All right, man. So who's gonna drop the bomb, man? Who's gonna?
Who's gonna drop it, man?
Man, since I brought it up, I'll drop it, man. So, like I said, we hit a milestone in this journey, which was establishing our first structure on the property. So
first amendment.
Come on. So yes, and it's the beginning of a new thing also. So, you know, it's a milestone, and it's also the start of another journey that we have with the growth spot, and that is building it as well. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of work that we want to put into it. And we've already discussed that we're going to be the ones that do it versus, you know, going out and paying somebody else to do it. We're just going to teach ourselves and teach each other and do the work ourselves. So that's very exciting to me. You know what I mean?
And we got something else that's real big too, boy.
Woo!
Drop it.
Come on, I'm in suspense. Rooted. Okay, talk about it, man.
Academy, man. Yeah, man. So that's something else that that I think was paramount about this most recent Legacy Camp, is that we saw an opportunity really to tap into the youth on a different level, and get them involved in the trades, man. The trades are not going anywhere. AI is taking over, a lot of these computer jobs and all the things like that, automation and those types of things. But the trades are not going anywhere, man. And this is a golden opportunity to really get the young men involved in something that's going to last them a lifetime, man. And so I think that's big. It's huge.
Yeah, I think what happened ultimately is we looked at what we're already doing with the Legacy Camp and teaching skills and trying to prepare the youth for that next chapter in your life. And that's core and essential to our mission statement. That's what we talk about every single day. Every time we get together, every time we meet, we reaffirm the mission statement. And so being able to prepare the next generation of men to come out into the world and not only be ready to do something for yourself and for your family, but now you can eventually own your trade and you can start a business right into line with entrepreneurialism. So I just thought it was a natural transition to go from doing the Legacy Camp to saying, all right, now let's begin to teach a workshop and prepare young men between 16 and 18 to be able to now go into a trade school as soon as you graduate high school, get certified. We can already pair you with employers or match you up with apprenticeship programs. Like that just, to me, it seemed like a natural evolution of what we were doing. And I'm excited about being able to embark on this venture for sure.
Definitely.
Indeed.
I want you to also tell about a little bit more about the structure. How big is it?
Yeah, the structure is a 10 by 20.
Yeah.
10 by 20 double lofted structure. So it'll give us the ability to have a kitchen, a bathroom, so that now we have a place where we can prepare meals, we can shower, we can use the restroom, and it's the first of many. It's the first of many.
I like the fact that we're the ones that's doing the work, though, for the first of many. Of course, we're gonna bring the young men with us. They are us, and we are them. But we're doing the work.
100%.
That's powerful to me.
Sure.
All right, y'all ready to take this journey?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
What are we talking about? What we got?
Man,
What we doing?
Hey, we out here, man. We talk about agriculture too as well. R.O.O.T.S. We are the R.O.O.T.S. We talk about this all the time, but this is what the brother is doing on his own piece of property that we have here in the valley. And so, man, we're gonna take a tour. He's gonna take us around, man, show us what he got going on, politic with us, and get us up to speed, man, so that you guys can do the same things what he's doing.
That's right.
Let's do it.
What it's all about.
Man, that's a mind thing, bro.
Seriously.
Appreciate it. Like, you black as me.
Nah, man. It's a pretty nice setup you got back here, bro.
Appreciate you.
It looks pretty official.
Appreciate
It look very, very healthy.
Yeah. No, they eating good in the neighborhood for sure.
But what made you want to, get some, out of all things you could get starting off, what made you want to start with chickens?
Yeah, that's a good question. For me, chickens was dual purpose. We got this property and started to do this, right? This is like the beginning stages of, we got all of the rocks out of here and we wanted to turn this area into a farm to grow. And so when I thought about animals that would provide to the ecosystem, chickens just naturally seem like a good fit because they're gonna scratch, they're gonna turn over the dirt, and they're gonna poop. And that's all they do all day is walk and poop. So it would be good nutrients to add into the soil, especially if we feeding the chickens and we taking good care of them. And then obviously the second thing is we want the eggs. We want to be able to have eggs and not have to go to the grocery store. So as soon as we got all of the rocks out of here, we started adding the dirt. And then when the chickens were young, when they were first starting out, I would actually put their coop here before we started growing things so that they could kind of walk around in this area, poop and scratch and turn over the dirt. And so they were a natural tiller. Ultimately, they say that tilling isn't good for the soil, and I agree with that. But when you're first starting out, you do need to till the soil in order to mix the new soil and the new nutrients with the old soil. We were adamant about growing directly out of the ground and not using raised beds. So the chickens they were like an additional helper to help us to get our soil to where it's at today.
All right, so if I wanted to start a chicken coop, take me through the process, man. How do you go about doing this?
Yep, for a chicken coop, there's two ways you can do it. You can either build it yourself or you can buy one. So I'll take you over here. This is the first one that we bought. And we bought it, and this chicken coop was designed for 2 to 3 chickens. It was like $300. And they say that this is actually like the perfect size for these chickens. And when we got it, this is kind of where they go in and hang out for the night. This is the hen house.
You got a lamp in there?
Nah, when they were small, we actually kept them inside. We kept them inside, and we had a heat lamp for them. And then when they got to be a certain age, it was like maybe a month. We was like, all right, we're tired of having y'all in the house, so we put them outside, moved the heat lamp outside.
They don't get too cold for them because they're already older.
Yeah, I think it's like maybe when they get like 2 or 3 months, they say that they're good enough to be outside in the elements. But up to that time, you can have the heat lamp for them. So when they get cold, they'll go to the heat lamp and they'll get warm, and then after that, they'll kind of back it up. And this is ice cream. So we actually named our chickens since we don't eat them. My niece named this one Ice Cream. That's Midnight, and that one over there, my son named, that's Butters.
Ice Cream, Midnight, and Butters.
Ice Cream, Midnight, and Butters. And so she camera shy. She don't want to be. She got a warrant. That's my gangster chicken. I'll send you a picture. You can post it. But when we came back from Kenya, we had them fenced in, and the fence was probably about this high. And we come back and they was over the fence and they was in the garden. So anyway, as I kind of like a gesture to show me like, hey man, I got Michael Jordan hops. I came out here to kind of clean up, and I seen Butters was up on the fence and was like walking around on the fence like, fool, if I could jump up here with no problem, this little 4-foot fence ain't gonna do nothing, man. So this is where they sleep. This is the hen house. And so in the coop that we bought, oh look, there you go. We got some eggs. You know, this is kind of what it looks like. So usually my son will be the one to come out here and come and pick up the eggs, collect the eggs, or all of us actually community come and collect the eggs. My son does most of the cleaning.
Put that down.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so when you come grab the eggs,
Yeah, this is important.
talk about, because
They be ready like just right with
that's
you.
what I was gonna get.
So let's talk about it. So these eggs right here, essentially, this fresh egg, this come right out of the chicken. And what we do here, we don't wash them, we don't clean them. We just put them in one of these. We have one that's kind of open air. We leave on the counter, and because we don't wash them, it will last for 6 or so months on the counter. Or you can put it in the refrigerator and it'll last just as long. Some people put it in lime water and it'll last for years.
Really?
Yeah, but that's because we don't wash it. The
What
eggs,
does washing do?
so that it removes the natural film that comes out of the chicken when they lay it.
White?
Yeah, so
That's what you
the
get from
chicken,
the store?
no, not that. So no, you can get brown eggs from the store. The color has nothing to do with that. It's just certain chickens lay certain color eggs. But essentially, when chickens lay it, it has a film over it because the eggshell is porous. So what they do when you take it to the grocery store is they require it. In order for you to sell your eggs, you have to wash it, and that then now takes off the natural film and it gives it a life cycle, and now it has a much shorter shelf life. The thing though that a lot of people don't realize is that the chemicals that they use to wash the eggs to make it store ready, you can't just rinse it under the water. That's what we do, right? I leave it on the counter, and then when I'm ready to eat it, I rinse it under cold water real quick, crack it, and it's ready to go. The ones that they have in the store, they rinse it with like a chlorine solution, so that also make sure that they strip all of that, because they say that, listen, the stuff that comes out of the chicken, you can get salmonella and you can get all these different germs and bacteria that can make you sick. And while that may be true, we haven't had any problems in our family. Right. So we keep them just like this. I'm gonna go put this on my counter. We have some of these inside that we give to our friends and our family, and I tell them the same thing. You don't have to do anything to it until you're ready to consume it, and then just rinse it under cold water, crack it. Obviously you want to wash your hands after you've been handling it when you're done, but as long as you use safe practices in your home and you taking care of yourself, not a problem at all. So.
And the frequency, how often are they laying eggs at this age?
So these ones that we have, that's a cinnamon queen. That one is a Rhode Island red, and the black one, Midnight, that's a black sex lynx. They lay anywhere from 280 to 320 eggs a year, so almost an egg every day. So we get on average about 2 to 3 eggs every day. Like right now, especially because our weather isn't really cold, they're all producing every day. So we're getting about 1 egg per chicken every day. You don't need a rooster. That's oftentimes what a lot of people think. These are all hens, they're all females. People think that you got to have a rooster. Roosters will help to fertilize your eggs, so that if you want to have more chicks, then having a rooster, you have to have it, but they're going to produce eggs every single day on their own. And that's exactly what will happen, is they'll sit in there until you come and collect it, and then ready for you to eat.
Let's back up a little bit. So how does this life cycle of the chicken start for your operation? So you purchased the chicken.
Yep, I bought these from a hatchery in Missouri, Cackle Hatchery. They overnight it, and then it takes about maybe 3 months. Well, no, actually, let me take that back.
Because when you purchase them, they're small chicks.
Yeah, baby chicks. I got them when they was baby chicks, and so I want to say 20 weeks. So 20 weeks is about what, 5 months? Mm-hmm. So yeah, from it took about maybe maybe about 4 weeks before I transitioned them from inside to outside, and then another 3 weeks before I really got them outside to like roaming around on their own. And then a total of 20 weeks, so about 5 months before they started laying eggs. And the eggs in the beginning were like really small. And over time, they continue to get bigger and bigger. And now we're getting some pretty decent sized eggs. Because I got these chickens, they arrived here at our house in March. So being December, so now we're about 9 months in. And this is how big they are at 9 months.
Do you have to protect them from other pets, like people's cats or dogs?
We've been fortunate to not have any problems. Yeah. Everybody tell us you need to keep them in because you got to worry about cats, you got to worry about coyotes in this area, hawks, things like that, other predators. Yeah. You see, we got the crowbar on the door. They come out, they go in on their own. When they, I get up 4:30, I'm outside at 5. I see the light come on, they come and greet me at 5 o'clock, and then about 6:30 or when the sun goes down, they go back in there on their own. So we've been lucky. Right. We playing with chance, which is why we're about to make the modifications to the chicken coop so we can permanently house them. That's gonna make me sad. I like my chickens being free range, but we also want to take our backyard back, and with the work we're gonna do here back here, it's gonna be important to have them caged up.
All right, let's talk about the chicken coop you built.
Yeah. Yeah. So speaking of that, man, so that sounds like one of the only challenges that you faced since you've had them was that.
Which is?
Them roaming all around the entire yard.
Yeah, and it's not really a challenge, right? It's not really a challenge, but we want to use our backyard and we want to be able to entertain back here. Yeah. And so having them free range and running around and pooping everywhere at all willy-nilly without any real boundaries has been probably, I would say, the only challenge. And I wouldn't really call it a challenge either. So this was what I had originally built and started building as an addition to the coop that I got. Because the coop that I got, it's pretty small, so I wanted to use this as an extra run to where they can kind of, after they come out of the nesting house or the hen house, they can come back here and kind of roost and play. But even then I was like, damn, this is still too small. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually turn this into an actual hen house. So we'll get a sloped roof, an A-frame roof, and on each side we'll put 2 nesting boxes. So I have a nesting box here and here, and then on the other side, and then I'm going to take this back wall off, and I'm going to build an 8-foot run, which is just going to be an 8-foot cage. Right. So that way now they have a lot more space to run and roam around. I'll put wheels on the bottom so we can move it around the backyard and the garden to still help us to use them for what they intended for. Right? We can't let them roam free in the garden because they're going to eat everything. But if we can move the coop back there and they can kind of help us to fertilize area after a growth season, then it'll work out perfect. So that's kind of where we are with this.
So you said that one was 300?
Yeah, that was about $300, and it's ideal for 2 to 3 chickens. And you really don't need anything additional to that. You can put a water in there, a food thing in there, and they'll be fine.
How much?
This one right here, probably in lumber, probably maybe $100, maybe.
For you to build it
yeah, $100 and nails and everything. This is incomplete, all complete. Like when I'm finished, it's probably gonna run me maybe like probably about the same, $250, $300 in lumber and material, and then whatever my time is.
Yeah,
so
this is great, bro. Congratulations.
Thank you.
To like university to put it together? Or
yeah, that's a good question.
Nah, I looked at a lot of different chicken coops. And ultimately for me, it just came down to, I just created my own design, which is nothing major, right? Yeah, it's nothing major. It really isn't nothing major. This is part for the addition. This isn't for the original design of this, but yeah, I just was like, all right, cool. I need to expand it. So I did the simple math on this is what the run will look like. This is where I'll put wheels. So I have the measurements for the door. This is for the roosting boxes. So this is one side. I'll put a roosting box on each side. This is what the side profile looks like. And it's simple math, you know. It's like that's why it's important to pay attention to school, because eventually you'll use some of this. Yep, you'll use some of this. And the thing is so you can't also watch YouTube University. But I grew up here in Arizona, so a lot of my partners, their parents, they had construction companies. So I learned how to do carpentry. I learned how to do drywall, cement work, things like that. So this, not to say that I'm a master builder. This is the greatest design. And my man is he's an inspector, so he might be like, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, he would tell you whether or not it'll pass or fail. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, it was like, cool. The first time I do it, it'll be the rough draft, and then the second time I do it, I'll get better. And if we're committed to this lifestyle, then I know I'm probably going to build another coop over the course of my life, 100%. No cement blocks, man.
About like maintenance, right? So you got the chickens, you got the setup. What does it take, like daily routine, if any?
Yeah.
Obviously, you got to feed them.
Yeah, obviously, yep.
That a little bit.
So,
or anything else that you may need to do.
Yep. So feeding them, making sure they got water, and then cleaning up the poop. When they're contained in an area, generally what we were doing was we have bags underneath the coop, and we put hemp down, and you can just keep putting the hemp down every day, and then after maybe like a week, you'll just change the hemp out. You'll dispose of it. You can put it in the garden. You can compost with it. You can do different things, but that's pretty much the maintenance. And then collecting the eggs, they don't require any additional maintenance. I got a food tower so that you can put food in there every 5 days. Because we're outside, we feed all of the birds in the area. So we out here now, there's nobody else here but pigeons and sparrows. And they all pull up. As soon as they see me put new food in there, they all hanging out. Which I'm like, damn, why y'all not protecting y'all food source? But when we put them inside of the coop, it'll probably be once a week. You could probably change that, the water every day, just to make sure that stays clean. That's the biggest thing. You want to make sure their water source is clean.
Water every day?
They don't have to, because when the sprinklers come on in the garden, they drink the water out of there. When I spray down the patio, they like to drink the runoff, so they'll drink anything.
So your long-term goal is to have them in a constricted kind of area.
Yeah,
still free roam
for now. Yeah. Yeah, but a bigger space. Yep, a much bigger space.
Are you gonna add any more?
Yeah.
That should be the
Yeah, I want to add 3 more.
3 more?
I want to add 3 more. 6 to 8 is probably like my cap. So what I learned is that you don't have to have a rooster if you don't want them fertilized. But if you get too many hens, you need a rooster because rooster like a pimp. He gonna keep them hoes in line, Pardon my language. But
I never heard that.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's what I've been told, right? Is when you get 8, 9, 10 females, what ends up happening is now they start fighting, and a rooster keeps them in line. He keep them from fighting. He keep them from having quarrels. Make sure everybody's straight, situated, and he also gonna be the protector.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, 3 to 6. You're good without a rooster. After that, you need somebody to come keep them in line.
So I got a question about the fertilization. Just so for clarity, what can you speak to the difference between your chickens that are not fertilized by roosters versus if they would be? Would they produce more?
Now
just temperament related?
that one I don't know. Yeah, because we haven't had any eggs to be fertilized, so we haven't had that experience, and it wasn't something that we wanted to do. So I didn't really do any real research on that to try to find out like what happens when the egg is fertilized and how does that process go. Do they produce more? Do you have to have certain breeds? When I did the research in the chickens that we wanted, I was purely thinking about who's going to produce the most eggs, and I wanted brown eggs. So that's how I ended up. And I needed to make sure that they would do well in our climate, because our climate also is unique. And some of these breeds are unique to cold weather climates. I wanted to make sure that they was going to survive the summer. So
these ones, they're good for the summer?
Yeah, these are breeds all that are good for the summer. We actually got 4. I bought 3. They gave me an extra one in case one died in transit, and that one died in July. Well, the extra one died in July.
Oh, word?
Yeah, when we went to Kenya while we were gone, one of them didn't make it. Yeah.
From what?
I don't know. We was gone.
Probably
he
whooped on
could.
her.
The crazy part, it was another black sex links, and those two together. Her name was Black Queen. I named her Black Queen because he was her protector, and she could do whatever she wanted. Right. So they, as a tandem, it was like, they was running things. Right. And so I think it was probably just heat exhaustion. Oh, yeah, I don't think it was, because my mother was here. She was the one that told us when we was gone, and she didn't say that it was attacked by an animal or had like some kind of disease. Just looked like heat exhaustion. So
basically, like if you go on vacation or anything, you just get somebody else to
come attend to him. Yep.
What's been the biggest obstacle in running this whole operation?
The poop, man. That's it. That's the biggest. That's it. Really, 100%, bro. Yeah. That's it. That's really it, man. That's really it. If we could confine it to a particular area, it wouldn't be no problem at all. Like, obviously, they need to be fed. We give them some of the best food, right? So, obviously, We don't only feed them this; they get a lot of vegetables, fruit. I bring them blueberries from time to time. This is the natural grain that we give them, and then I mix red pepper flakes in there. They like that, and it's got a little bit of grit as well. Yeah, they get probably.
How much of this, dude? How much with this last?
So one bag is probably 2 of these that I get, and that bag is $50. And like I said, we feed the community, so that bag will probably last us about three to 4 weeks. So I give them this, put that in their feeder.
They allow the other birds to come?
Yeah, they allow them, suckers. They allow them to come.
It's cool though. Everybody's happy in the neighborhood.
Nah, hey, you know, it works out. Oh, shit.
Stay that way, you good.
Yeah, for sure. My bad.
That's eggs.
It is, but they got tough eggshells, man, so watch. No crack. Oh, one crack. 1 out of 5 ain't bad.
That ain't bad.
Which, we'll feed it to them. So, they like, yeah, they eat their own eggs.
Huh?
Yeah, whenever we have an egg that cracks, we break it down, we mix it with some of the feed, and no, they love it, bro. They love it, man. They love it.
Damn.
And then this is the other thing, right? Like, when they hear that, look, you see them? They heard that, they like, hey, what's cracking? Somebody call us, come here.
They come running.
They was stabbing.
Yeah, nah, as soon as they hear that, they come out in the morning, they know I usually come and feed them in the morning. This the greedy one, she just gonna make a mess. Yeah, these are mealworms, yep. Yeah. So I feed them this.
Got smart. She like, I ain't gonna compete with y'all.
Nah, but that's the runt though.
Yeah.
That's the one that they bully her the most. So, ice cream. Yeah, ice cream.
Ice cream midnight.
Shit, let me pick.
Yeah, go ahead. Get in there. Yeah.
Ice cream midnight and who?
Ice cream midnight and Butters. Butters, that's the one my son named. Yeah. Nah, it'll shock you though. You know what I mean? It'll. Nah, you should have seen my son brother the other day. I kept getting. He's like, he couldn't even. He's like, I don't know why my hand keeps shaking. I was like, nah. If y'all want to feed him, y'all can get in there. It's cool. Yeah, it's cool, man. You gotta try it at least once. It's cool.
Don't let me be the only one. It's crazy because you feel it, but it don't hurt.
Nah, it don't hurt.
Just feel it. Go ahead, True.
Hey, do you eat cheese?
Overcome your fears, bro.
You eat cheese, Blau? You eat cheese?
It's that sound.
Yeah, I do.
You do? All right. My lady in there whipping up some breakfast burritos.
That's my rings up, yo.
Yeah, that's pretty
You
much.
said bacon and sausage is cool?
Nah. There you go, True.
So I heard someone reference chickens. Like when you keep chickens, that's kind of like a gateway to like homesteading or self-sufficiency.
Yeah,
There's so
100%.
much utility you get out of these chickens.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had to survive off of just that, I think
That's the
you'd be
one.
all right.
Yeah,
right?
that's the one. Yep, that's the
So
one.
how long? So say for people that do eat meat and they wanted to eat them, how long do they have to go? They got to be full grown before you eat them, or
A year. I think about a year is when they call them broilers. Certain breeds that they breed just for that, for eating and consuming. And so you give them a different diet too. It's also part of the diet. It'll be I think it'll be a more protein-rich diet. I could be wrong, or maybe a less protein-rich diet. Anybody else? I feel you, but yeah, so yeah, that's the difference is pretty much just the diet, and then certain breeds are better. They grow bigger, faster, or whatever. So, but they usually after about a year. These will last about 3 years. They should lay eggs, Lord willing, for about 3 years before they just pets.
yeah,
So.
that's crazy.
Don't eat a rooster.
Yeah.
Eat they own.
But as far as being a gateway into homesteading, I mean, this is the most ideal animal because it serves multiple purposes. It's going to feed you, take care of your family, and it's going to help you to farm. They keep off certain pests and rodents as well, so that's why we also like them in a garden, because they, especially when it's wet, they digging through there and they're getting out some of the bugs that we don't want in there.
They eat scorpions too, right?
I wish, man. I just got bit by a scorpion not too long ago. Yeah, I did, man. Yeah, I did. I know, man. Sometimes you have bad luck. So I got, every time I come out here, I tell my family all the time, if you leave shoes out here, smack them out. You just shake them out. So my Crocs, every time I always do it. But I had just came out here to go see if they had eggs. And I put my feet in there and I walked over there. And then at first I was like, what the hell is that? And then I kept moving around, and then it crawled up my leg and bit me again. And so this time I'm like smashing on it, and then I shook my leg out, and it was a little one. Yeah, it was a little one. Yeah. No, thank God we survived. We still standing. But that's the life of a homesteader. But they would have ate it if they saw it. They would have ate it for sure. So yeah, they're good. My lady want a goat, so when we get the grass going, we'll probably end up with a goat to help maintain the grass. The other part about it is that when you talk about now this being a farm, right? Having a farm bureau number, a farm track number, and now having the tax advantages that you get from having the livestock on your property. If I had to find an animal that I could put on my property to give me those advantages, that was the one. That just made the most sense. Yeah. The goat would have been the only other one because the same utility, right? Is eventually you can eat a lamb, you can get goat milk, but they're gonna be your landscaper. They're gonna make sure that your grass stay cut all the time. Right. So it was between the two, and I won out with the chickens, but she on me about this damn goat. So eventually, maybe in the summer we'll end up with a goat.
Tacos coming soon.
Hey man, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
You or your lady have previous experience in doing any of this?
Nope. Nah, neither one of us did, man. I didn't have any farming experience. I grew up in the city. I grew up in Maryville, so definitely no farming experience for me. Even when that was the one thing I didn't want to do. Like I had homies that did construction, so I would go with their parents. But when they was like, hey, we're going to go to Casa Grande and do watermelons, I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I never wanted to do that. My lady, the same thing. She had no real farming experience. She's got more of an agricultural background than I do over the last few years. She's gotten a lot more experience in that, but neither one of us are homesteaders that come from that background.
Did you talk about some of the stuff you're growing out here? Or?
Yeah, right now what we have left, you can see, we can come over here and take a look. What's left is we have the mint down here in the bottom, inside the cage. They've eaten it all, which is crazy. But this is still mint. And then this big tree, this is 2 ashwagandha plants. Yep, these is ashwagandhas. If you look in here, these are the seed pods, right? So what people use ashwagandha for is the roots. And then if you just take that off, then you open that up, that's the ashwagandha seed. Nah, hold on a second, wait. The actual seeds are in there. So those are all individual ashwagandha seeds.
No way.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. It's full. It's full, you know what I mean? So you just dry it out, let it dry out, and then when you bust it open, that's 100 ashwagandha seeds. But we're gonna get maybe. I've seen people make teas with it, but everybody that I've really talked to was like, nah, you just want the root, bro. None of this stuff has any real utility.
And just start eating it?
No, you don't eat it. Ashwagandha, they dry the root out and then they turn it into to a powder or to a pill form and they consume it that way. Gotcha. There are some nationalities that do things with the leaves and the seeds and things like that. But everybody that I talked to was like, nah, you just want it for the root. You don't want it for anything else. So that's been going well. And then this was their favorite tree for a long time, so much so they ate it to death. This was a hibiscus.
Yeah, yep. I'm up closer, I can see.
Yeah, so this is hibiscus, yep. So it's kind of on its last leg. They keep digging up the root, which is another reason why we got to put them in a cage, right? Because they're also harmful to a lot of the crops. They ate all the green leaves. This was doing well for a long time. But
like, why are you talking about it?
Hibiscus is another one. The seeds are in the inside, so they've got a lot of hibiscus seeds. So we know that it grows well here, so we'll probably get another tree. And then this is a fig, and you see we actually got a couple figs already coming in right here. Yeah. So we just
something the other day too about the fig tree.
Yeah, just trying to get through the winter, and I think it's gonna be
fruit producing tree.
Yeah, nah, that's gonna be a winner right there. That's gonna be a winner. It's survived a lot. It's still standing. This one too. We can find a way to bring this one back. And then once we get the chicken coop established, then we'll come back out here and start growing again. And I think we had a lot of success with herbs, so we'll probably go back to rosemary, sage, basil, things like that. We had some Cuban mint, some Cuban oregano. So we'll probably just stick to the spices and stuff for now, and then see what we can kind of incorporate and add to it as we go along. But we're new to this. This is our first full year doing this, and for us as a family, you would think, man, but you know, we invested the time and the money and the energy into it, and I would say for our first year, this was a success running a farm, and we're really looking forward to year 2. And again, for us, I just want to say this for people that are at home that are thinking about doing something like this. If you have the time, which everybody has the time, you're already at home, and you have the space, and the space could be a windowsill, it could be a backyard, it could be a patio. Invest the time and energy into learning and practicing, because after your first year, you'll be decent, but after your second and your third year, you're gonna be really good, and not only will you be really good, you're gonna be in a position to be able to teach people. So do it for the experience and for the opportunity to do it, and then if you get a yield out of it, then hey, shit, it's a win for everybody.
Dope, good shit, bro. This is dope.
Yeah, salute.
Yeah, this is all
Much respect.
Cooperative economics that we're going to be able to survive the highs and the lows, and to really be able to be in a position to where we're self-sufficient and we can sustain ourselves. We don't have to go out for other people and ask them, can you help take care of this? Can you give me a loan? Can I borrow this, that, and the third? It's like, nah, we can do this ourselves, and let's just work together and see what we can come up with.
And I'll say this too, as a man especially, I don't even know how to describe how satisfying it is to grow anything and be able to eat it. And it's actually edible, right?
Yeah.
You can feed your family.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing like that. Nothing like eating
Yeah, that's a fact.
even if it's just one tomato, even if it's
For real.
a tiny tomato.
For real,
but
man.
You grew it.
Totally
it's
different.
satisfying.
Totally
It tastes better,
There's a
Yeah.
pride
Oh
there.
man, even when it don't, it's
It's
like,
something we talk about all the time. Like, men gotta be men again. Like,
Yeah.
straight up. So, in addition to
Get them hands dirty, man.
yeah, in addition to this, also what you
Feed
spoke
them
to,
chickens.
what you
Feed them
spoke
chickens.
to with the trade.
I'm gonna feed that
using
soil.
our hands, in addition to our minds and all the
shit.
tools we got available to us, like we just
Oh.
gotta get into that. Such a good thing. They're putting the squeeze on everybody, so we gotta be intentional about how resourceful.
So we were just speaking on Delonne said that he got them out of overstate, even though some people sell them here locally, but because they can't vaccinate it already.
yeah. The hatchery I picked was Cackle Hatchery. No shameless plug. Maybe we could work out something, Cackle.
Shoot us a couple chicks.
For real, you know something. But I bought it from them, and the price per chick was like $3 to $5 per chicken.
Hey, man.
There was a minimum shipping amount, so you had to spend at least $50, or they were going to charge you $50. So I added in like a feeder, a water, some other things. So basically, it cost me $50 to get 3
Whole
chickens,
setup and stuff.
and I was ready to go out the door. Yeah. So, but yeah, and so if you find, and they already come vaccinated as well. And so if you find a local hatchery, just make sure that they have a vaccination that you're okay with. But it'll probably be anywhere from $1 to $3. The most exotic chickens are like $8.
Yeah.
But on average, you're gonna pay anywhere from $3 to $5.
What's the vaccination for it?
The vaccination is just to make sure that they're healthy. To be honest,
Keep them alive.
yeah. I ask people the question of, do you vaccinate or do you not?
Yeah.
And I never met one person that says do not vaccinate your chicken. And this is people who don't vaccinate their kids. They ain't take a COVID shot. Like they're anti-vaccination. But in that instance,
Right.
they were like, yeah, you know what? The chicken definitely want to give them that one initial vaccination. And I forgot what it's called. I got the paperwork on it. But
So what determines the different value on why they would charge this price for one and this price for another?
rarity breed, right? So they have like this chicken called Buff Orpington, which is like the puffy, plumy looking one, and it's probably not going to be a huge egg producer, but they like it as the way that it looks. Sometimes if you want a breed that is better for breeding for broiling, for cooking, then it might cost you a little bit more. But yeah, I just think it ultimately comes down to the breed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So man, we just exposed you to something, man, that's relatively inexpensive for you to get started, man. You can do it too, man. This has been dope. Real dope episode.
Yeah. Couldn't let it sting me, bro. It was right there.
So what we got coming up, y'all? We got the second anniversary of Plot in Progress.
Facts.
Coming up. We're gonna.
We say that to say, tune back in with us. We got a lot more that's coming, just like this, man, with dope information dope content, man. So tap in with the fellas.
What we got coming up as far as 2026?
Oh man,
we got another legacy camp.
Yeah, legacy camp coming in May.
What else?
More work.
Yeah, more work.
More work. More work for sure. Definitely on the land. We're gonna be building out the structure soon to make it habitable. We definitely will be launching and talking about the workshops for the youth, for the roots. And we're working on some big things. We can't necessarily say too much about some partnerships, some potential partnerships, but we got some things that are coming down the pipeline for sure. Right. Yeah. So just continue to stay tapped in to find out what's coming next, because what's coming next is going to blow your mind.
And I know I mentioned I was excited about us doing the work, but we're always open for collaboration. That's a part of our name, you know what I mean? Collaboration, cooperation, and being able to just work with each other. So we're always looking for support in any way that you can provide it, even if it's just a like or a share, monetary, or you want to actually get your hands dirty and come out and help us. We always open and we'll step the support.
Yeah, help is always good.
You want to always remind people we are a licensed 501c3 organization. So any monetary donations or even any utility donations, if you have a vehicle, anything that you can donate to us to help us to further the cause of building out our community and helping to educate these youth, that's a tax deduction, especially as we come close to tax time. If you at the end of the year and you got a couple of dollars that you're trying to not have to pay taxes on and you want to get a deduction, reach out. We can make sure that you get the proper documentation that you need so that you can help us and we can help you.
Man,
yeah. we just gone 2026. We leaning into uncomfortable spaces with the intent to grow.
Right. There you go.
Every aspect of life, right? So in this state, in this area of activity, I feel like we're still in our infancy stage.
Right.
So that means the path ahead of us is long, it's rocky. There's an incline, a couple of those we got to go up, and there's going to be some valleys as well. But it's all in the name of growth, legacy, all the good stuff that we always talk about, and we showing and proving by using our hands, putting our heads together, actually getting some stuff done. You know what I mean? There's a lot of narratives out there about the men in our communities, but there's also a lot of good work being done, and that's not by coincidence or just happenstance. This is intentional. So we've been intentional about doing the work. So just want to encourage everybody out there, lean into those uncomfortable spaces and connect with us, and we can make it happen.
Intentionality.
There's so much we can do. Magic happens when we come together and plan for the greater good. So let's just keep on that energy. We got to keep that flame burning.
We did discuss eventually at one point in the upcoming year having a network. You know what I mean? So be on the lookout for that.
We definitely got that coming.
All the guests we had previously, and then the people that we know here locally and not local, having just a network of, you know what I mean, a community of, for us, by us.
Well, let's talk about it, man, right? Because ultimately the reason why we're electing to take this path is because we realize that the society that we live in is not one that we want to continue to be a part of. Whether it's we just are not happy or they don't want us to be a part of that, we're trying to continue to build out this community, this collective of people of like minds, of people that have something to contribute, and just all they want to do is be left alone, to be free. That's all we're really talking about here is how can I be free? How can I be free from somebody not trying to kill me, not trying to poison me, not trying to take what I've worked hard for? And so the only way that we're going to be able to do that is not by being individuals, but it's by coming together and being a collective. Because there are going to be things that I can do that you can't, and vice versa. So if I put my skills together with yours, how can we lose? And I think that that's ultimately the conversation that in 2026 we're trying to have with all of you, is how can we continue to partner up and become a larger village of people so that we can now not have to be so dependent on this system that is making it ever clear every day that they don't really want us to be a part of it.
Be the change you want to be.
Come on, man.
Be the change you want to see.
The more people that emulate what we're doing, that's how you win. That's how the system crumbles.
Umoja.
Capitalism need to capitalize off of somebody. We remove ourselves. All we gotta do is just stand up, because they've been building on top of us for centuries.
Stand up.
You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to Rhea, because when you talk about collaboration, this is a sister we've had on our show in the past. she sees what we do, and she wants to like extend a hand and like help expose us to more people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like,
which is greatly appreciated.
Indeed,
Anytime those type of people come around, you know, you got to be grateful and just appreciate that moment. That kind of balances out everything else that we have to go through on this journey. So if we can get one like that every once in a while, we truly appreciate that.
Good part.
Yes, sir. You want to wrap us up, Nick?
Man, here at the Growth Spot, we're unified in action to build, protect, and expand a fruitful legacy of love, equity, growth, ancestry, cooperation, and yield. By inspiring and educating on the practices of agriculture, self-care, nutrition, environmental stewardship, and entrepreneurship, we aim to cultivate a vibrant community rooted in resilience and sustainability.
You gotta get out the king.
Free Sunday, that's meant for getting game passed down, and it's more than one way. But I could see the hate in their eyes, what they gon' say when you start to wake up and go and collect your prize. Pray patience with the family, hey, now do the work. Accountability